Welcome to the Miracles and Wellness Podcast. My name is Clarissa Booker, and I'm a holistic coach and beauty expert. I'm here to empower and motivate you to improve your health and lose weight by adding more whole plant foods into your lifestyle. In addition, kick stress to the curb. So be open to receive, because I believe that miracles are for everyone. Hello, my friend. Hope you're having a wonderful day. How have the holidays been treating you so far? Sometimes the holidays can bring up an array of different emotions, right? It can be happiness, but it also can bring up some sadness or just all the emotions that there are. I mean, you might be walking around and you hear all the cheery Christmas music, all the merry that's out there, and you might not be feeling that way, and that's okay. Or even if you've lost a loved one in the past or even recently, that can affect you, and then you might be missing them and just thinking about that presence that's no longer physically there that you can see. So to you or someone close to you, it might not be the most wonderful time of the year, right? And that might make you feel lonely or not connected. Studies show that over 60% of people with mental illness say the holidays makes it worse, right? I mean, it's easy to imagine. So you are not alone if you're feeling this way. What you can do is try to accept your feelings, right? So if the holidays have you bringing up an array of emotions, it's okay, right? You can acknowledge them. I mean, you might be feeling contradictory emotions. One moment you might feel happiness. One minute you might feel loneliness or sadness. It's okay. Show yourself that compassion that you need, right? You can also talk to God, talk to loved ones that are still here that you feel comfortable with, right? But there are just a couple of things you can try to implement into your day-to-day routine, because the holidays can disrupt all the things, right? It's just like one day it's calm and then it's like all the things going on. You're like, oh my goodness, I can't do this. But you can, right? Tell yourself you can do it. Give yourself the moments that you need within. Listening to yourself. Don't second guess yourself. Like sometimes you might hear your inner voice saying like, I need to sit down. I need to just calm, just need to do this something for myself. But then there's this other part of you saying, no, I can't. And you have X, Y, and Z. Sometimes you don't need to follow your calendar. Sometimes you just got to put it away, relax, figure out what that is for you that you need to do. Do you want to take a ride in a boat? Go sit on the water, just go for a walk, just whatever that is, right? But also maintaining your healthy habits, whatever that is. Do you talk to a therapist? Wonderful. Are you getting your sleep? Because you know when your sleep is down, it can disrupt all of you. Your whole day, your whole cycle can get messed up if you're not getting an adequate amount of sleep. So important, right? Are you eating the meals that you need to make? All of this is critical for your mental health all the time, and especially in a time that's known to that it can be quite stressful. So figuring out what that is for you, even if you know it can help but you don't normally do it, just give yourself that time to implement that into your day-to-day routine, because it will be so beneficial for you. Also, if you have a little bit of struggle with setting boundaries, right now is the perfect time for you to implement them and to just say no when needed, right? Because you might want to be over generous and just give, because you're nurturing a loving soul. And this is wonderful. But also know that you need to nurture yourself and love on yourself, all of that self-care, right? And boundaries is a part of that. I so believe this is a firm part of loving on yourself, right? And sometimes it's hard because sometimes you're not taught boundaries, right? But that does not mean that you cannot start now, right? So if everyone wants to have an event at your home and they want you to host it, but you know that that's a little over the top for you right now, then it's okay to say no. And you do not need to feel guilty about it. It's for yourself, and they will have to understand, right? At the end of the day, they will. You don't have to feel guilty. You can just say no. And if you do not want to explain yourself, you don't really have to. Be like, it's not a good time for me right now. It's, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, or however words you want to use. But don't feel obligated if you don't want to do it, right? Because that will break on extra stress. Then you'll start feeling anxious. Then that it's just going to be a trickle effect of emotions. And you want to enjoy your holiday as well, right? That also can show up if you have a lot of a lot on your plate, and you just, instead of going out all day, just be like, I'm just going to allocate this chunk of time to doing that instead, right? Hire a housekeeper to come the day when everybody's coming over. I mean, just trying your best to plan in advance, right? So you can protect your energy, and just noticing how you feel in certain situations. That also goes for family as well, right? So if you're missing somebody, then you can do a ceremony. That could be so beautiful, right? Thinking of a family tradition that you all share together and like honoring them, whatever feels comfortable and beautiful to you. And also on the reverse, if you know there's certain people in your family that makes you feel a little off sometimes, just pay attention to your energy if you're around them and try to make space there, okay? Do whatever you need to do for you. Because ideally, holidays can be painful reminders of sometimes, you know what I mean? And so if you feel triggered in a certain situation or an interaction, try to replace them for something that makes you feel a little better, something that's going to be a little emotionally more fulfilling. So if you need to have space there, be like, I'm going to not go over to their house on Wednesday, then don't go to their house on Wednesday, right? You need to take care of you first and foremost, all right? And always remember you have access to your breath, right? Which is going to be a direct pathway to helping you feel less anxious or worried, right? Just taking those inhales and that exhales. So you could try inhaling for a count of 4, pausing, and also exhaling for a count of 6. You could exhale a little longer, and it just feels so good, and it's calming to your system. You could do it for a few minutes. You could do it for longer, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever that is, whatever it is that you need, your body needs. I mean, whenever I'm doing breath work, meditation, mindfulness, all these different variations, my timing difference. I don't just do it for 5, I don't just do it for 20, just do it for 30. Kind of depends on how I feel in that moment, right? It could be the time of day that I'm in. It could be the morning versus the evening. Maybe it's the middle of the day. How much time do you have? But if you do like to time block, then that's something you could time block for yourself. Put that in your self-care section, right? Just allowing yourself that. It's amazing, and it's with you all the time. You don't need anything because it's your breath, right? At any time of the day when you feel it. So this is something wonderful that it's just there at the drop of a dime for you, okay? So I hope this helped. Until next time. And also, feel free to pick up a complimentary breathing guide at clarissabooker.com/free resources.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for coming by. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on your favorite platform, and also don't forget to leave a written review, as well as share this episode. That's how we spread the message.